All right, all right, all right. Let me just get everything situated as far as my sound goes. Let me get everything situated, you guys, for the stream tonight. Let me make sure everything's Gucci on my end so I'm not disrupting the video. God damn. All right, looking good over there. Looking good on here. Let me get my cell charged up. We got an exclusive watch along tonight, you guys. Looking good on here. We got an exclusive watch along interview tonight. I did an interview with Bizarre. I did an interview with Bizarre from D12, and we actually discussed a lot. You know what I mean? We actually discussed a lot pertaining to his album, uh, his albums with Eminem, as well as D12, both the first and the second albums, Devil's Night, D12 World. I think he actually brought it up that Kanye West was actually producing on that album. So yeah, we actually went over a lot in the interview. What up, Keem? Appreciate you for tapping in. Everybody hit that like button right when you're coming in here. Everybody hit that like button, share this video. Definitely appreciate everybody for tapping in. About to roll something up. We've got an exclusive watch along to do tonight, you guys. That's right. I did an interview with Bizarre from D12. I know a lot of you guys probably saw it. If you haven't, tonight you're going to get the opportunity to. What up, James Bond? Appreciate you for tapping in, bro. Major love to everybody for tapping in. Going to give everybody an opportunity to pour into the room, and we're going to get the topics rolling tonight. Well, actually, it's a live watch along, so we're not doing topics tonight. We're not actually doing topics tonight, you guys. We are not actually doing topics tonight. We're actually doing an exclusive watch along. And one of the most major topics, a topic that I've actually discussed with a few different artists. You know, I actually spoke about this topic of 50 Cent and Suge Knight. 50 Cent and Suge Knight running into each other at the In the Club video shoot. I think everybody's quite familiar with the situation that happened there that involved Eminem, Dr. Dre, all of the guys from D12, apparently. One of the guys from D12 who I got to interview, Bizarre. I actually was able to interview one of the members of D12. That's right. What's up, Mr. Loso? What up, Eric Spencer? Definitely appreciate everybody for tapping in tonight. Got an exclusive watch along for y'all. Exclusive watch along tonight, you guys. James Bond. You know, Bizarre was pretty pissed about that. Bizarre was pretty pissed about Gillie the Kid putting him on the wackest rapper list. So much to the point where in my interview, you guys are going to see how Bizarre actually reacted to that. Bizarre broke down a lot, though, you guys. Bizarre actually broke down how he met Eminem, how he eventually signed to Shady Records. So we got into a lot of detail in this interview that we're going to go over tonight. Got into a whole lot of detail. I even asked him the question about Eminem possibly returning to battle rap. We spoke on all of that. You guys. And also the 50 Cent beef with Suge Knight. Bizarre was actually there, front and center. As we all know, D12, Bizarre said it in his song. He said, in the club video, I was in the back. That's what Bizarre said. He was in the back when Suge Knight popped up with his whole crew. I mean, not the crew that we all know Suge for. We've actually heard in more recent interviews, people said when Suge Knight was running around in 2003, he was not running around as heavy as he was in the 90s. He really wasn't able to actually, hold the weight that he did in the 90s, in the mid 2000s, when 50 was running around and Dr. Dre and Eminem put him on. El Capitan, what's going on? Appreciate you for tapping in. Everybody, when you tap into the video, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you let me know what you're blazing. El Capitan said he's blazing on some super lemon haze tonight, California. What up? What up? Mikey, I'm with Gillie on this one. No disrespect to Bizarre. Hey, man, you know, Bizarre wants to put it to the test, though. Bizarre wants to put it to the test. You're going to have to wait and hear what he has to say in this exclusive interview. Let me get the clip up here. Let me get the clip up here. Let me get situated. Let me get the clip up here for everybody waiting. Very dope interview. It was awesome that I actually had a chance to speak with Bizarre for a very in-depth interview. This is his new album. It's called
Yo, what's up, man? It's your boy Bizarre, and I want to give a shout out to my man Mikey T.
And we're going to be getting into this exclusive interview with Bizarre. In the chat, I hope y'all are familiar with Bizarre. I'm pretty sure that you are. He's been on a bunch of albums that have sold millions. He was actually featured on the Marshall Mathers LP with Eminem on the song Amityville. He was actually, he was actually featured on solo on the song Amityville. What up, Mr. S? What up, Losa? What up, James? Appreciate y'all for tapping in tonight. We're about to get into this exclusive video, exclusive interview that I did with Bizarre. I hope you guys enjoy it. Bizarre actually had to respond to Gillie the Kid, kind of like how 8 Ball responded to, you know what I mean? Kind of like how 8 Ball responded to Gillie when he was on the major platform known as Versus. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like how he responded when he knew he was on a platform where he would get the proper attention. So Bizarre took his opportunity in an interview with me when it was brought up about battle rapping. That's right. Bizarre spoke a little bit about Eminem returning to battle rap. Very interesting topic right there. You know what I'm saying? Because I've interviewed a few people who have actually said that they would want to jump in and do a battle with M. Yeah, I've interviewed a couple people who said they want to jump in and do a battle with M, and we've heard a lot of other people talk about it. Mr. S says he's talking about Bizarre here. He seems like a fun person. I know when he lived in Atlanta, both lived in Atlanta. Him and 8 Ball Gillie used to live in Atlanta, or he wouldn't have said that wild stuff. Or are you talking about Gillie, or were you referencing when Bizarre lived in Atlanta as well? Were you referencing when Bizarre lived in Atlanta as well? Just let me know. Everybody go ahead, share this video. About to get into this exclusive watch along tonight. Yeah, Gillie was tapped in living in T-Boz and Mac 10's hood, but 8 Ball, I think he got confused with Jazzy Faye. 8 Ball, I think he got confused. That's a very interesting assessment right there, Mr. S, because that's what 8 Ball was saying. He was like, yo, Gillie, go and remember your story and rephrase it. And I don't know. If we will hear Gillie rephrase the story. I'm not too sure, you guys. We'll have to wait and see. You know what I mean? We'll have to wait and see if Gillie actually responds to this. I think probably when Gillie was on Suave House, it was probably an honor to be attached, you know what I mean, to a couple of guys like 8 Ball and MJG. So I do see them all clearing it up. You know what I'm saying? What up, Peasy? Appreciate you for tapping in tonight. Appreciate you for tapping in tonight. That's right. This interview tonight that we're taking a look at, you know what I'm saying? This interview that we're taking a look at tonight, I did a dope interview with Bizarre from D12. He actually spoke on Eminem returning to battle rap. He spoke on the 8 Mile movie, all the D12 albums, as well as 50 Cent in the club video shoot, you guys. The In the Club video shoot is getting detailed in this exclusive interview that I got with Bizarre here. For everybody,
Movies.
for everybody just tuning in, Bizarre has a new album.
Yo, what's up, man? It's your boy Bizarre.
Bizarre actually has this new album, a solo album called Dumpster Juice. He's working on a new joint as well called He Got a Gun. You can log on to Bizarre's YouTube channel to get all of that information. I really appreciate him giving me an opportunity to actually, you know, link with him for an interview. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate that. We got Buffalo, New York in the building tonight. Major salute to Buffalo. What you smoking on tonight, Mikey? Right now, first, I'm about to put some Dosey Pie in the air, actually. It's about 20.4%. It's about 24%. Louis Peasy, my guy. Everybody share this video if you mess with me. About to get into this live watch along of Bizarre from D12.
Yo, what's up, man? It's your boy Bizarre. And I want to give a shout out to my man, Mikey T, the movie star. Detroit, bitch. We in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Bizarre, did you get a chance to drink the Bel Air Blue yet?
No.
Damn, you haven't? You got to give it a try. You got to give it a try. The shit actually tastes blue.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. I don't got an endorsement or anything like that with Bel Air, but someone like you should have an endorsement with Bel Air, man.
Okay. Gotta see what's up with it.
Yeah, you know the Bel Air boys, man. The Bel Air weirdo boys.
Right.
So, man, yo, Bizarre, it's an honor to have the multi-platinum recording artist here. I appreciate you joining me today, Bizarre. Welcome to the channel.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me, bro. Thanks for having me.
Major respect for you coming on, man. Can you take me into your early life growing up in Detroit, man? How were things for you?
Oh, shit. Things was cool, man. You know what I'm saying? Rough city, man, rough environment. You know, had to learn quick. You know what I'm saying? Shit, man, you know, really hip hop saved my life, man. From all the wild shit that I could have been doing, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Detroit got a lot of history to it, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of soul. You know, you could go either one or two ways. You can go this way or that way. You know what I'm saying? But
I really love this Detroit breakdown. You know what I mean? This is actually the second major artist from Detroit that I had the opportunity to interview. So I really, you know, I like getting the perspective from these guys. I had interviewed Royce the 5'9" actually prior to this. So you can tell by this, we're actually going to get deep. We're actually going to dig into Bizarre's upbringing. He's going to talk about first rapping. He's going to talk about first getting that call when Eminem started rocking with Dr. Dre, when they started rocking with Interscope Records, when Shady Records had begun to be developed. Bizarre's actually going to speak on a record deal that he was offered. That's right. You're going to hear in this interview what record label offered Bizarre a deal for a solo contract before he actually signed the dotted line with Interscope. Yeah, we're going to hear all about that tonight, you guys. Hope you guys are excited for this watch along. I'll be stopping the video throughout, you know what I mean, to give my thoughts, to give my opinions on what's going on. What you talking about, Nightman? Everybody share this video. Let's go.
I'm just glad I went that way. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of options. You know what I'm saying? But we got a lot of history. We got the Motown shit, to the hip hop side. We got the J Dillas and you know what I'm saying, and shit like that. And then we also got the T Grizzly and the gangster shit too. So
That's true. I believe it was a song, and you said in the fifth grade you decided that you wanted to do music. Can you tell me
yeah.
about what made you actually think you could do it at that point in your life?
Oh man, I started off in the Glee Club. I was a part of the Glee Club. I used to sing and shit, and
Some real shit, you know what I mean? Actually keeping it real, because I've heard Bizarre actually say this on a number of interviews. You know what I mean? The fact that he's just that real about it. He doesn't sugarcoat it. You know what I mean? He's not trying to sugarcoat the shit and be like, try to be the hardest dude out. That's one thing Bizarre does during this interview. You know what I mean? That's one thing Bizarre does in this interview. He actually explains real details, why he was rapping the way he was rapping, all that type of shit, man. Oh, Dutch surgery. It didn't really break. I just ripped it at the wrong spot, I think.
uh, the Glee Club teacher wanted he had a part in this song. Who was doing like a tribute for Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday. So he wanted somebody to rap, and but it was like a solo part. So all the kids was kind of shy, they didn't want to do it. So I volunteered to do it. So that was the first time I ever rapped on stage and in front of a big audience. And I kind of like fell in love with the adrenaline of it. So, shit, I just started rapping ever since. You know what I'm saying? And then I just started rapping, and my mom kind of supported it. I ain't gonna say I was like a young Bow Wow, but you know, my rap name used to be Sweet Pete. You know what I'm saying? So my mom, like, I had like a Mickey Mouse shirt, and she got like Sweet Pete on the back of the motherfucker, and she used to give me shows and shit like at recreation centers and shit. So it kind of took off from there, man. And then I just never looked back, man. I never really had another thought about doing nothing else.
Man. So, with the unique style that you would go on to, create, that everyone would go on to know you for, like, who were some of the early people that influenced you back then?
Uh, um, the first time I ever really heard rap was LL Cool J, Rock the Bells. That's how I thought he was hard. But like the people that really influenced me, uh, EPMD was a big influence on me. Redman was a big influence. I mean, I damn near literally thought I was one of the Death Squad members. You know what I'm saying? Gangsta Nip was a big influence. And shit, yeah, that was about it. The whole hit squad, Daz Effect, that whole ramp right there.
That's what's up, man. So you would go on to become, a member of a couple different groups, you a major solo artist. But what was the first chance that you ever got in the game?
What was the first chance? What you mean?
Yeah, like what was the first opportunity you got? Like, was it somebody inviting you to the studio to say, hey, come jump on this record? Was it somebody letting you come perform to showcase, like who you were? Like, what would you say was like the first boost you got in the game?
Oh man, man, I had a journey, bro. I put a lot of dudes in, bro. So um, it's hard to say. It was like I think the first time I ever like I ain't gonna say a break, but I met Young Z from the Outsiders. I met him in at this.
Here we go. We're about to get the story right here about how there was a group known as the Outsiders. We've heard them referenced in Eminem's music. You know what I mean? We've actually heard them referenced in Eminem's music. So you do have an idea of who they are. But Bizarre's actually going to break it down in this interview about how him and Eminem were actually taking trips from Detroit all the way to, New Jersey to record music. I got Bizarre to tap in on a little bit of that. Hope y'all are having a good night. Lily, what's going on? Hope everybody is enjoying themselves. Getting started. We're just getting started. We're just a few minutes into this interview. Bazaar pretty much explained that he first got his first musical. He got his first musical balance in the Glee Club. You know what I'm saying? In the Glee Club. So you didn't miss much. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. It's an exclusive watch along tonight. I did an interview with Bazaar where he touched on many topics from his career, as far as what label wanted to sign him before Interscope. That's right. Bazaar almost had another deal. You'll find out what label actually wanted to sign Bazaar beforehand. You are going to all find out what label wanted to sign Bazaar beforehand tonight. What's up, King of Talk? Appreciate you for tapping in. We got Chirac on the tap in as well. It's an exclusive interview watch along tonight. This is one of my classics, y'all. Let's get back into it.
Convention in DC, and then I met him again. He was on tour with the Fugees. He told me that if I ever was in Newark, New Jersey, to look him up. So my homeboys is going to New York, and you know, I found out that Newark was close, so I ended up going out there, you know, sleeping on floors, paying dues. I actually brought Eminem out there to Newark too. So we kind of paid dues that way. But I would say my first break, like the first time the world heard me, was Tony Touch. The song called Get Back. It was produced by Alchemist, and it had Eminem, Proof, and me on it. And
so if anybody watching this interview right now actually wants to take a little bit of a dive into the history of hip hop, you can go YouTube it right now. Eminem, Bazaar, and Proof, DJ Tony Touch, Get Back. You can actually turn that song on right now while you're listening to this interview watch along. If you want to dive into a little bit of the history, Bazaar says that's actually the first song that he actually noted as being one of his breakthroughs in the game, where he really felt like he was starting to get some attention off of it. Appreciate you for tapping in tonight, Queen. Hope y'all are enjoying the live interview watch along format from one of my classics. I actually shot this interview about, I don't know, probably about 6 months ago. So it's very up to date. Bazaar had just finished his last project, but also I had to go over all the, interesting stuff from over the years, as far as, all the stuff from appearing on some of the dopest albums to recording some of the dopest verses, as he explained to me. You guys will hear it in this interview, but Dr. Dre would literally walk up to Bazaar and be quoting his lyrics. So I want everybody, let's continue watching this. I'm going to get sparked up. Let me know what you're blazing in the chat if you want.
I think M had just got signed to Dr. Dre, and like he flew me out to New York, and basically that was my introduction to the world.
Man, that's crazy right there.
Shout out to Tony Touch, man. Yep. Shout out to Tony Touch. Shout out to Mikey in the report card for having me, man.
Hell yeah, man. Well, I'll get you to do a drop for me at the end of this joint, Bazaar, man. I appreciate the history right here.
Oh, this blunt got PCP in it too.
Nice, man. Hell yeah, let's do it up.
Mikey.
Oh my God. Oh my God, yo. What the hell was Bazaar saying to me, man? I just had to roll with it. You know what I mean? I seriously just had to roll with it, you guys. I had to roll with it, but let's show them let's see what I said. I got, not to be all over the Rick Ross shit, but I got the Collins Ave play, which is an official Rick Ross strain.
Ain't weed legal in Connecticut?
So I believe it's decriminalized. If you get pulled over, you get a ticket for that shit. You get like $180 ticket.
But it's legal in Mass though, right?
It's legal in Mass. They got all the stores popping in Mass.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
Yep. And Burner just brought the cookie stores out to Mass, actually.
Oh shit. We got one here too.
Okay, that's what's up. What's the status of it in Detroit? It's legalized, decriminalized, or you don't get a ticket for it or anything?
No, it's legalized, recreational. The cookie store is on 8 Mile.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, yeah.
So Bizarre, can you tell me about how you joined D12 and what was the group like prior to the release of Devil's Nights?
How I joined D12 through the hip hop shop. It was like a open mic spot where everybody used to rap at, and that's why they used to have rap battles once a month. You know what I'm saying? But they had open mic every Saturday. And
So, all right, before we get into this major topic of him actually meeting Eminem, I see a few people are saying Jersey is fully legalized. What up, Jay Brown? Appreciate you for tapping in. Need everybody to just go ahead and share this video. Decriminalized in North Carolina. Okay, that's what's up. What up, what up, what up, would you, bro? Appreciate you for tapping in. East Coast Connect. We're doing an exclusive watch along from my interview with Bizarre tonight. Let's go.
that's where I met the guys at was the hip hop shop. They was all elite rappers. You know what I'm saying? Because D12 is from all different crews. You know what I'm saying? So that 8 Mile shit for real, like it was really rap cliques back then. So all D12 was from different cliques.
Right, like you were saying, you and M were messing with the outsiders.
Yeah.
So sort of piece
Yeah.
that together for me, because a lot of
Yeah.
fans don't know about the outsiders, but everybody's well familiar with D12. Y'all ready for this? Are y'all ready for Bizarre to piece together Eminem's relationship with the outsiders right here? This shit is epic, you guys. This is why I'm glad to be doing this. Let's hear what Bizarre, literally one of the front men from D12 had to say about the early beginnings with the group The Outsiders.
Well, yeah, me and M was affiliated with the Outsiders, a clique out in Newark, New Jersey. And that's Young Z, Redman, Rod Digger. And we started off with them first, you know what I'm saying? They was kind of like our distant cousins, you know what I'm saying? Because we wasn't like in on a day to day because we weren't from Jersey. But back in Detroit, they had a lot of rap cliques going on. And I don't know, Proof wanted to start like an all-star team. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine like you want to start a group with all these different rappers from the city, like an all-star. So he just handpicked all these rappers and decided to make a clique called Dirty Dozen. And for some reason we couldn't keep 12 rappers. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers kept falling out or canceling or flaking. So we ended up with like 6 rappers. So we decided just to stick with the 6 rappers we had and then just have 2 personalities, like an alter ego. So then that's when
This is the history I remember, you guys. I literally remember this history being broken down about how each of the members had 2 different personalities. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was broken down. But apparently it was made to be like this because of the fact that they couldn't keep an all-star roster of 12 artists together. It's hard. Just like he's saying, it's hard to keep a roster of that many artists together, you guys. That's a big task right there, without a doubt. So I really like the way that Bizarre is breaking this down. I kind of had to ask him. I kind of had to pressure. I kind of had to pull the answers out of him a little bit here because he's probably been asked these questions so many times. He's probably been asked these questions so many times from so many different magazines, so many different television shows from back in the day. But the whole way the world views content is different now. You know what I mean? So many people didn't even have access to all of those different television shows from back in the day, you guys. But Bizarre breaking this down here, it's pretty dope to hear. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty dope to hear about how, you know, all the group members from D12 actually took on two different personalities. Kind of explains a little bit about the ways Bizarre was rapping and shit back in the day. Let's get back into it.
You got Dirty Dozen, D12.
That's crazy. So there were actually supposed to be 12 members to the group. I never actually knew that.
Yep, yep.
So going back a little bit further than that, did you actually meet Eminem at the shelter through Proof? And could you take me into that whole story?
I met Eminem at the hip hop shop.
The hip hop shop. Okay.
Yeah, the shelter was a club that we used to go to on Saturdays. I mean Friday night. Yeah, Friday night. We used to go to St. Andrews, and it was basically the same motherfuckers from the hip hop shop. You know what I'm saying? But it was like a little hip hop spot downtown, and DJ House Shoes was the DJ, and you know, it was 3 floors of fun. They had house music on the second floor, and then some other shit going on in the basement. So yeah, I met him at the hip hop shop, not St. Andrews.
Was there battling going on at the shelter, sort of like was depicted in the movie?
No, the battles is at the hip hop shop.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So they kind of mashed that together.
And what was the battle? Interesting to hear how they mashed the two, you know, together for the purposes of film. Obviously, you can see, you know what I mean? You can obviously see right there or hear what Bizarre's talking about. But hold up. New Jersey Jay on the Radar podcast. What's going on with you, man? D12 in the building. Peace, Bizarre. Huge fan of your work, homie. Appreciate you for tapping in. On the Radar podcast. Did you just have BSF on your show? Is that the On the Radar podcast that's tapping in tonight? And if so, major salute to you and keep on grinding, man. I see you working. Colossal the Don in the building. But major love, you guys. Major love on the $5 super chat, man. That's love right there. Definitely appreciate it. Culture like back then in comparison to what it is today? I mean, it's become so popularized. You know what I mean? What was battle rap culture like?
Yeah, well, you know, now they shit, you know, back then it was just freestyle. But the intensity, I mean, it was like the movie 8 Mile is a very, very damn near like real description of how it was. It was really like that, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers had cliques. Your clique was like your gang, you know what I'm saying? And this clique got beef with this clique, you know what I'm saying? You know, kind of how it is today, you know what I'm saying? But back then, you know, it was on some rap battle shit. So the rap battles used to be intense, you know what I'm saying? But everybody know Eminem was the king of all that shit, though. Like, he was undefeated. He was like Floyd Mayweather. You know, rap.
Eminem was like Floyd Mayweather, you guys. Bizarre right here breaking it down. I asked him the question, what was the difference like with the battle rap culture from back then? You know what I mean? What we saw depicted in the 8 Mile film, you know what I mean? Compared to what we're seeing now, everything has become so popularized, you know, from what Smack has done, from what all these guys, Disaster, all these major battle rappers, Salute to Hollow the Don, all these guys that have actually come through the show and given me love over the past years. You know what I mean? All the different battle rappers that I've linked with. So seeing it really go to these new heights is just amazing because you see all of these battle rappers actually have the funding that they really needed to begin with to do different things. You see Matt Hoffa podcast. You see Sue Surf. His career's taken off in amazing ways. Howl of the Don, as I said, all these rappers really able to, you know, just focus on battle rap as the main point of their career or as a main focus in their career.
Battle shit.
You know, there's been a lot of talk or, you know, mostly about Eminem returning to battle rap. Do you think that will ever happen?
I don't know. I can't never say never. I don't know, but I know I'm ready to smack one of these rappers up. They talk about me battle rapping.
Bizarre, did you used to battle rap? Did you ever
Oh
do
yeah,
it?
for sure. I am a battle rapper. Yeah, yep.
Right.
Oh yeah. Yep. And I still get in there. They want me to battle. I don't know. I gotta find a worthy opponent, man. They gotta be the right money, man. Who do you think I should battle?
I mean, you got T-Top, you got Geechee Gotti. You know what I mean? If you want to go West Coast with it.
I want Gillie the Kid, man. That's who I want.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that, man.
Gillie the Kid. Get Gillie the Kid bald head ass up in there.
Why do you want Gillie in a battle?
Because, man, he said on his podcast, man, that I was one of the worst wackest rappers to ever lie. They had like this category of the 10 wackest rappers in history. And my name was brought up in that shit. And that disgusts me. You know what I'm saying? Because motherfuckers don't know, like, I'm a battle rapper, but I played a role in D12. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's the role that I played. The fat guy with the shower cap to talk the crazy shit. That was me. But if anybody know me, you know what I'm saying, they know I'm a battle rapper. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't think Gillie the Kid is that nice.
Guys, I'm going to have to ask y'all in the poll. I'm going to have to ask everybody in the poll right now. Who do you got? Who do you got in a battle for 100K? Gillie the Kid or Bizarre of D12? Who do you got in a battle? Who do you guys got in a battle? I'm putting it up right now in the poll. I need y'all to vote right now. Bizarre actually went from speaking on Eminem returning to battle rap. He said, never say never, you guys. Bizarre actually said, Eminem is the Floyd Mayweather of this battle rap shit. He said he was undefeated, you guys. Kenny Mack says, Gillie all day. Vote in the poll right now. I want to know what everybody thinks, man. We're going to get back into this live watch along. Everybody share this video. Let's go. If anybody wants me to restart the interview because you're just tuning in, let me know. Send in a super chat. I'll rewind the video for you. It's an exclusive watch along from my interview with Bizarre. We're speaking on how we got into the game, how we grew up in Detroit. We're speaking about how we met Eminem. We're speaking on the first time that he met Eminem, literally witnessing M battling, you guys. Classic interview right here with Gillie, with Bizarre. I'm just noticing everybody in the chat's putting up their thoughts. GDK, everybody share this video. Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't heard nothing that gives them the qualifier to even put me in the name of the wackest 10 rappers ever. So, you know, shit, I'm down for it. We can do it in Philly. We can do it in Philly. We can do it in Detroit. We can do it in LA. Wherever the nigga want to do it at. 100 grand. That's all I got. I ain't got $1 million. We can put 100 grand up though. I ain't got $1 million, but I could put 100 grand on it.
So, you know, Gillie has actually battled in front of the likes of Jay-Z and Dame Dash. I mean, obviously you've battled in front of Eminem, though. Did you continue battling whatsoever once, you know, you guys had started to pop in the industry?
I'm gonna tell you, man, as soon as you get signed, bro, and you get in the studio with Dr. Dre and all that shit's over, bro. Like
soon, that's what you always hear. You know what I mean? That's what you always hear. Sometimes you see it with some of the battle rappers from back in the day. Because like I was saying a little bit earlier, and Noble One 357, we are going to be talking about the creation of Devil's Night as well in this interview, as also D12 World. So stay tuned. Also, Bizarre is going to explain the record label that wanted to sign him beforehand. This is a major interview, you guys. I need everybody to share this video. If anybody needs me to rewind, send in a super chat, but I think we're all in tune right now. Let's get it.
I heard some rappers talking about this earlier. I think it was Miss Hustle. Shout out to Miss Hustle. She had made a statement that when she's in battle mode, she's in battle mode. When you're in song mode, you're in song mode. You can't do both. So that's why when they say battle rappers can't make songs, it's because they in battle mode. So yeah, that shit immediately goes away when you get to fucking writing choruses and all that shit. I can't say that for everybody, but for me, yeah. Like if I was to battle, I would have to get in shape. I might probably have to stop recording music for a couple of months.
So Bizarre said if he was gonna jump back onto the stage for a battle, potentially with Gillie the Kid, he's throwing it out there. You know what I mean? Gillie has the platform right now. Bizarre goes on to say he would put $100,000 up. You know what I'm saying? Bizarre is saying he'll put $100,000 up. Smack. Let's get this on your stage, Smack. Like I said in this interview, Gillie has rapped in front of the likes of Jay-Z. Gillie has rapped in front of the likes of Diddy, Dame Dash, all these guys, Wayne, Birdman, D12, Bizarre rapping in front of Eminem, rapping in front of Dr. Dre, rapping in front of legends like this, you guys. Thank you, General 5. I really appreciate you, bro. Are you from Detroit? Is that what you were saying, bro? If so, I definitely appreciate you. Regardless, I appreciate you wherever you're from tapping in, man. Smash that like button. Poppy's right. Smash that like button and share this video with like 3 of your friends. You know what I'm telling? Say come and messing with me in the chat so y'all can check out this content together. We're all blazing some good. You know what I'm saying? This is one of my dopest interviews, though. I really appreciate Bizarre. He's working on a new album right now called He Got a Gun, but he also has Dumpster Juice available right now. You wouldn't mind the acapella nature of it. I know you know how to shift your voice, which I think will work in your favor drastically.
Yeah, definitely.
I said the same thing, you guys, about Freeway. Freeway's voice is going to work in his favor drastically when it comes to his battle with Cassidy. I just feel that way. I feel like sometimes the way your voice will sound a cappella, I feel like that could affect it majorly in your consideration if your voice just sounds good overall.
Nobody can fuck with me on performance. Yeah, I definitely a performance would be a big plus for me. But I think my main problem would be remembering shit. Because you got to realize rounds is 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Some of them is 3. That's like, what, 3, 4, 16s? You know what I'm saying? That you got to remember a cappella. And then, you know, my boy Big T, shout out to Big T, that's one of my best friends.
Salute Big T.
He a battle rapper, and I'm with him like all the time. And I just see how he prep, bro. He sleep. Like he'll go to the studio. No, I ain't gonna tell it. I ain't gonna tell this. He gonna tell this shit. I ain't gonna tell how he prep. But I'm just saying, man, that shit is hard to, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I can remember because anything can throw you off. A motherfucker fart, sneeze, you might lose your space or train of thought, whatever. But I definitely want to do it. It's on my bucket list to do. You know what I'm saying? But maybe I might just start off with a 1-rounder. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I could do a 3-round battle. You know, matter of fact, I think celebrities should do 1 round, man. But
Bizarre is a good point here about memory. You know what I mean? If you don't got memory enough to actually jump in there and like, I mean, shit, look what we saw Cassidy do during his battle with Goods. This is a battle that I bring up a lot because Cassidy literally, you guys rapped for like 12 minutes. That's like 12 verses. That's like 12 bar verses. Pacino says, yeah, 3 rounds of memory is scary. So Bizarre's being real about that. So, Very interesting. But you know what? I want to throw this out there. I mean, Bizarre says he's got 100 racks to battle Gillie. Okay, that's a different story. Because I was gonna say, why wouldn't Bizarre put up 100 racks to battle Cassidy? But battling Cassidy and battling Gillie, it's a whole different story. You know what I mean? The whole judgment on that would be a whole different thing. That first of all, another comparison they have is they are both members of groups that went on to release solo albums. That's another comparison that both of these guys have. What's up with you, Brian? Appreciate you for tapping in. Pacino, Tyson. Hey, everybody has their own opinions, but come on, try to keep it cool in the chat, you guys. You know what I mean? We're just trying to have some good hip hop conversation tonight. I
definitely wouldn't want to be a failed celebrity that tried to come in the game and didn't make it, or just couldn't adapt to it.
Guys, are there any that's funny he says that. I want to ask everybody in the chat. Are there any failed rappers who have actually tried to jump back into the battle rap circuit? List them off in the chat if you guys know any off the top of your head. I mean, I know Joe Budden set the mic down and all that. You know what I'm saying? I know Joe Budden set the mic down and all that. That's one thing that always pops into memory when it comes into rappers jumping into the battle rap circuit. But Nightman says cannabis. So in the chat, just put it in there if you have any thoughts.
Because I'm a fan of the battle rap shit, so I rather not. I respect it so fucking much that I would rather not battle than, disrespect the culture.
Let's talk about D12's first album. After Eminem released the Marshall Mathers LP in May of 2000, Devil's Night released in June of 2001. What do you remember most about, getting this deal with Interscope?
Oh, it was dope.
You guys ready for this?
Well, first I was the first rapper signed to Shady Records.
Okay, let's get it.
I was signed here first solo, so it was supposed to be with Atlantic at first, but Interscope ended up coming in and matching it. So Interscope was dope, man. I knew they had a powerhouse.
Wow. So that's it right there, you guys. Bizarre actually had a solo deal on the table. Bizarre had a solo deal on the table with Atlantic Records. Once Eminem got his label deal with Interscope, Eminem brought Bizarre over to Interscope, Shady. It's pretty nuts here, you guys. Let's hear Bizarre break this whole thing down. I really got him to get in depth about it because this was the first I was hearing about what label or a label actually wanting him outside of Eminem's label, Interscope, because at that point in time, they were trying to buy up everything that might be big. You know what I mean? That's why Interscope had all those deals with the likes of Banks and Yayo and Buck. They were hopping on what 50 was doing. Bizarre was getting some noise. Bizarre was making a lot of noise outside of D12. Bizarre outside of or within D12 as well. Bizarre was making a whole lot of noise. He was really the first artist from D12 that you thought was going to get a solo deal. I bring up the lyric on the on the Marshall Mathers LP where Bizarre is like guess who Slim Shady just signed the Interscope. Let's get back into it. My bad.
They had Dr. Dre. I knew they had Timberland. I knew they had Kanye. So man, it was surreal, man, to be on that big label. And I knew the Interscope cared about their artists. I knew Jimmy Iovine was hands on, and I knew it was go time.
So can you tell me about recording the project? Is it something that you already had done, or had you started recording it once you signed the Interscope?
Nope. We once we signed Interscope, we started working on the album. Yep. We did most of the album in LA.
Guys, my bad. Unlike other labels that would actually sign the artist based off of a bunch of material that they liked, and then they would put the material out. Interscope signed these guys. They got them in the studio and they said, let's make new material. You know, let's make new material is what Interscope did with these guys rather than put out any of their pre-recorded stuff. Now, in this interview, we're going to go over all the D12 albums. We're going to go over why there was not a third D12 album as well. I asked Bizarre the hard-hitting question of, was there not enough pre-recorded material with everybody? Proof, with Eminem. Was there not enough pre-recorded material to actually put together a third D12 album? Guys, I had the chance to talk with Bizarre here, so I wanted to cover all the topics that I would think the people, the fans, all of the supporters out there that mess with my content would actually want to hear.
You know what I'm saying, with Dr. Dre. So yeah, we worked on the album after we got signed.
Yeah, man. So I just got to ask, you know, like you guys coming out of Detroit to work with, you know what I mean, Dr. Dre, 6 guys, split personalities. What were those studio sessions like? Was Dre there a lot of the time, or would he let you do your thing and come back and finesse it?
Hell no, he was there. He was there every day for the process. Dr. Dre is about down to earth as you can get, man. I'm such a fan, man, and I was so fucking just shell shocked. I probably remember, man, I just remembered like I probably said 5 sentences to Dr. Dre my whole life. I just get so starstruck. Every time I'm around, he's just such a fucking legend. But like, just to see Dr. Dre, he was like a big fan of mine. He used to come in the lobby all the time or in the lounge and quote my lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of my lines I got from, you know what I'm saying, that I was going, you know what I'm saying, not use. Dre was a big fan of it. So man, working with him was just surreal, man. Like it's dope, man. But it was a dope environment, man. I would encourage anybody to do their first album in Cali, man. The weed is good. You got the environment, man, and you can just work.
Yeah, I asked you that, man, because, you know, from what I remember seeing back in the days, you guys got a little bit crazier than just weed. You know what I mean? And it's something, like I said, man, like I said, you guys, I mean, shit, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know, we all know Dre, Snoop, Exhibit, and you know what I mean? They're all chilling. They're blowing out some Cali. You know what I'm saying? Smoking big, big blunts. But when D12 and all these guys come in, you know what I mean, with all the suggestive type of material they have, I'm just asking, is it a little bit crazy around the scene? Did Dre got to be like, yo, y'all is getting a little bit wild here, man. Y'all is getting a little bit crazy. Because when you get on them type of things, mushrooms or tabs, dudes could be rolling around on the floor. I mean, around Dr. Dre, though? Or were you guys keeping subdued?
No. We wouldn't do that down around Dr. Dre. The drugs didn't start coming involved to the tours, but in the studio, shit. The weed's so good in California, you don't even need no other drugs.
I haven't been, man. I have not been yet.
You ain't been to California, man? Come on, man.
I'm gonna go when the time is right. You know what I mean? But so I guess I gotta ask you, since you mentioned it, Eminem signing you to Shady. How did you become the first guy signed to Shady? Let's get it.
I had an album out called Attack of the Weirdos. That was my first solo album. And it was doing pretty good, you know what I'm saying? So Atlantic wanted to sign me anyway. So we was going to Atlantic. But as far as me being the first artist signed to Shady,
he was going to Atlantic, you guys. If I could just say for a second, if Bizarre would have went to Atlantic, he could have potentially released albums that coincided with the D12 releases of Devil's Night, the releases of D12 World, hell, even the releases of the Eminem Show, Encore. If he was on a label alongside that, because, you know, when you're working with a label that is, you know, when you're working with Interscope and they're already releasing other projects, I don't think they're going to be releasing other joints that are going to release a month apart or a couple weeks apart. It's not going to suit them to have another album out competing with their project. That's why I think if Bizarre would have taken the deal with Atlantic, it would have better suited him in the long run to where he could release, projects like his own, and then he could also appear on the D12 projects and also do features where he wanted to. Because, Bizarre at a certain point in time, for some reason, people were feeling Bizarre. You know what I mean? People weren't disliking the look, because we've seen guys who are heavier set actually have a lot of appeal. Bizarre started having a lot of appeal. He was one of those guys wearing all those neon colors, like he was back in the 80s, like that new trend that started, not a new trend, but an older trend that's popped off once again. Bizarre was doing some of that shit, you guys. And I want to point out, Pacino Montana says, you can't be whack if Dr. Dre is a fan. And Bizarre said it. Dr. Dre was actually seeing him. Like, Dr. Dre would probably leave the studio, or he'd be going to the vending machine or whatever he was doing. I don't know. They probably have Hennessy in their vending machines. So he's going to the vending machine and he sees Bizarre, and he's like, guess who Slim Shady just signed the Interscope? You know what I mean? He'd be saying some shit like that, or whatever bar it is. He would just look at him and say it and shit. Let's get back into the live watch along. I hope you guys are enjoying it tonight. Hope you guys are enjoying it.
Marshall, he pulled me to the side in Vegas.
Okay.
And
okay. So Eminem pulled Bizarre to the side in Vegas, you guys. Imagine, just put yourself in Bizarre's shoes right now. Eminem, major deal with Interscope and Dr. Dre. You're with Eminem in Vegas. Now he's pulling you to the side. Let's hear what Eminem said when Bizarre was pulled to the side with Eminem. This shit's crazy, man. Just put yourself in this situation.
Told me, it's like, yo, I'm starting my new label, Shady Records. I want you to be the first artist. And that was it. You know what I'm saying? And I ended up signing. And Proof was supposed to sign Aftermath. You know what I'm saying? Back then, but some.
What? Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? Proof was going to sign to Aftermath. Bizarre was going to sign to Shady. Makes total sense. Proof was going to sign to Aftermath. Can you believe this? Let's look at the reality of the situation, you guys. Rest in peace, Proof. Rest in peace to Proof, man. Let's look at the reality of the situation. That is nuts. The reality of the situation is, if we really look at it, who took their position? 50 Cent in the game. But at first, Dre and M were going to do a deal together, and they were actually going to break Proof on Aftermath, and they were going to break Bizarre on Shady. Imagine how major that would have been for Shady Aftermath. But, I mean, look what they ended up doing. They ended up putting out 50 Cent, who went diamond, who went on to form his own label, who they probably both went on to have stake in, as they released the albums from Lloyd Banks. They released the albums from Young Buck, The Game, Tony Gayo, the G-Unit Group albums. I'm sure Eminem and Dr. Dre must have had stake in that at some portion, although it was G-Unit Interscope. That shit is nuts, though, to hear that Proof was actually going to sign to Aftermath, you guys.
Something didn't work out with that. But, I signed first. And then after that, we, after Proof didn't go to Aftermath, we just decided, like, it would be best to, like, put the whole clique out first. Then come back to our solo projects and shit.
So now they're deciding against putting out the solo albums. They're probably like, listen, M, let's do the group album for D12. I see you have this amazing idea. with this guy 50 Cent. and he's actually got the hottest story of the moment right now. So let's kind of focus on that. But you can also have the group. So Eminem actually had 50 Cent with Aftermath, joint venture. He had D12 on Shady. Then he also had Obi Trice as well, you guys. So he had a number of artists at that point. It was really looking like Eminem could do a label thing. And this is why I jumble around my Eminem and Jay-Z on my top list. I put Jay a little bit ahead of M because of the fact that Jay has done more with labels. You know what I mean? The fact that Rockefeller, Def Jam, everything he's doing, Rock Nation. The only thing is, Jay-Z saw it through in comparison to Eminem, where Eminem didn't really see a lot of it through. 50 Cent, obviously, but then look at Jay, Kanye West, you know what I mean? But you got so many others. That's not what we're talking about tonight, though, man. Maybe that's a discussion for another day. It is what it is, man. You know what we do on this channel.
So then that's why we end up doing D12 record before mine.
Crazy, though. So once you signed the deal, did you leave Detroit? Did you go move to California, Miami, or anything like that? Did you pick
Oh
up?
shit. Hell no.
Nah?
No. I think I moved to Atlanta like 2 years later. But no, when we first we recorded a lot in California, but we recorded a lot in Detroit too. So no, we was in Detroit for at least the first year or two. Then I moved to Atlanta.
That's what's up, man. So I want to talk about how heavily you were featured on the Marshall Mathers LP, Under the Influence, obviously, and the record Amityville, where you were featured as a solo artist. Can you tell me? So yeah, we're gonna get into that. One of Eminem, probably Eminem's biggest album, I guess, the Marshall Mathers LP, right, you guys? And Bizarre got not one, he got two features on there. He got the group feature Under the Influence, but then he also got the feature that was actually his own on Amityville. Now, there's another song called The Kids or something like that that was released on the edited track, the edited version of the album. If anybody had actually heard the Kids song that can remember it off the top, was Bizarre featured on the edited version of that as well? Let me know in the chat if you actually know about that. That would be interesting to hear if he was actually featured on the album on the edited version as well. Let me see right here. Let's get back into it. A little bit about recording Amityville. Let's get into it. Amityville.
Oh man, I think we did that in New York. Yeah, he flew me out to New York. Yep.
M flew him out to New York. Flying you out to the studio. Looks like we're flying you out to the studio. We're going to be doing some work for the Marshall Mathers LP. Damn.
Dope, man. Dope song. Time I heard the song, it had already had Marshall on it in the hook. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just listening to the song like, damn. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking out, how could I come in? Because this guy had basically said everything. You know what I'm saying? Mentally ill from Amityville. You know what I'm saying? This verse so crazy. So I'm like, damn, how could I stick out? Damn, how could I stick out? Damn. And I'm like, damn, this will be the first time the world will hear of Bizarre.
Yes.
Damn, how should I come? What should I do?
This is exactly what I wanted, you guys. When I did this interview with Bizarre, I've wanted to do this interview, you guys, probably since 2001 when the album dropped. I wanted the opportunity to ask Bizarre about getting on the Marshall Mathers LP since the album dropped. We didn't get enough of that back in the day for Bizarre and for other artists that were featured to actually blow up. You know what I mean? Thank you, Pacino. We're about to get into the answer, man. No other bloggers were really asking this over the years. I'm like, yo, are you kidding me right now? I'm like, come on, I got to get on here and feed the streets, man. That's why I'm really grateful to Bizarre for actually giving me an hour of his life. You know what I mean? To actually sit with me and talk with me and explain some things to me about the album.
And I'm like, put my mother in. I said, let her Guess who Slim Shady just signed the Interscope? My little brother. You know what I'm saying? That's why I came out like that, because I knew. That's why with my first line, it was like, fuck my fuzz. That's whatever I said. My first line was like that because I knew that was going to be the first time that the world was going to hear me. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted motherfuckers to give me the reaction like, who the fuck is that? Hold on. You know what I'm saying? So I knew I did exactly what I thought it was going to do.
Wow. And at that point, you had said, guess who Slim Shady just signed to Interscope? He had already signed you at that point?
Yeah.
Wow, man. I feel like these are some of the lyrics that Dr. Dre would come and say to you as he seen you there, and he would just recite one of your lyrics to you. Because yeah, everybody does that, man, about your lyrics. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Does anybody in the chat actually have any classic bizarre lyrics that they remember off the top of your head? Try to keep it, gotta try to keep it, cool. You know what I mean? Don't write too much crazy stuff in the chat. I know Bizarre has some of the most crazy lyrics, as he explained, jumping on Amityville. He came, he heard the record. Eminem literally said just about everything. Now, at this point of the interview, guys, go listen to Amityville. You listen to Get Back. That was his big first song getting heard on. You know what I'm saying? But now go listen to Amityville with Eminem and Bizarre, and hear one of the first records that Bizarre got featured on by himself, that was featured on an album that sold over 12 million or more copies, maybe more than that at this point. That's why I said the Marshall Mathers LP was really his biggest album. Probably a lot of people's most favorite album as well. A lot of people are partial to the Eminem Show because it's a little bit more commercial friendly than both the first and second album. I don't think you understand what we do over here. It's all good. It's all good, man. You don't gotta sweat it. Appreciate you guys for just tapping in on the reel, checking out the content that I'm putting out. Let's get back into this exclusive interview with Bizarre as he explains, featuring on Eminem's Marshall Mathers LP album.
I did a survey one time, like, what's your first favorite Bizarre quotable? It was like over 5,000 comments. And I'm like, damn, because I don't even remember none of my raps, really. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm terrible at remembering raps. I used to be on stage performing, and I would go to the group doing the chorus. You're like, these chicks don't even know that. And I would have to be like, yo, how did my verse start off? Every time, bro. I'm terrible at remembering lyrics.
So D12 World would come out next, and this album was actually more successful than Devil's Night. But did things change during the D12 World album? Like, was it a noticeable change compared to what you did? Like, how much did life change for you in particular at this point? I mean, you had My Band out, which was a certified hit.
I was really a rock star, bro. You can ask the group, man. I got caught up, bro. You know what I'm saying? It got to the point where it was like, I got addicted to hotels. Bro, I was staying at hotels for like months at a time, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like me and Proof was the rock stars, man. When the tour was over, we still felt like we was on tour. So I had a crib, you know what I'm saying? But my crib was like my storage unit. I just go there and grab some clothes, and I was back to the hotel.
That's a crazy way to live. You know what I mean? To think of actually your crib as like just a unit where you're going to keep all your cool shit. You can go there for a little retreat on the weekends. But outside of that, you're going to be staying at some hotels. I think Bizarre is going to go on to say that he really liked the hot tub suite or something along those lines. You know what I mean? He was just kind of in like My Band to his single. He actually had a single called Rockstar. He was kind of in rock star mode. You know what I mean? He was probably having the best time of his life, you know, meeting all different people who actually knew him from being on television.
Don't ask me why, but I love hotels and I love jacuzzi suites, man.
No, that's lit, man. That's what you got to do. You know what I mean? it's like you had a bit of a follow-up to my band with Rockstar, so that was kind of the lifestyle that you were
Yeah, definitely.
understand it? Being Mikey T, the movie star and all.
Yeah, Mike.
So
Mike.
why was Bizarre feeling that so much when I said that, man? When I was like, yo, man, I could understand that. Living that elaborate lifestyle. I mean, you blow up, you have a couple albums that go multi-platinum. You know what I mean? You're featured on a couple other albums that are multi-platinum. You know what I mean? Not even multi. We're talking diamond. We're talking 5 times platinum albums. So you're getting some of the biggest checks that you've ever seen in your life. You know what I mean? You're going from, I think Bizarre said that he worked like some sort of a security job or something like that. I thought I seen him say that on No Jumper or something. I don't think we covered that in my interview, but you know what I mean? I remember Bizarre talking about the fact that he got the call when he was at work, and Eminem was like, apparently Eminem was like, quit your job. Apparently Eminem said to Bizarre, quit your job. We just signed to Interscope. So you had a solo track on D12's World, just like you. Were you getting ready for a solo album at this point?
Yeah.
So before we get into the solo album talk, you guys, do you guys remember the Bizarre solo track from D12's World? It was called Just Like You. I had to ask him because now we're getting into the second D12 album, right? We're getting into the second D12 album now. They're giving Bizarre a solo track. You know, now he's gone from actually appearing on Eminem's album on his own to now getting his own solo track on an album. So me as a viewer, me as somebody watching, you know, being in tune with the project's release, I was thinking, okay, they must be gearing up. They must be gearing up for a Bizarre solo album at this point. Chino says, yeah, I remember that joint. That song, yeah. So I'm like, they must be gearing up for a Bizarre solo album. So I'm really wondering why they didn't move forward with it. They really had delivered. All the momentum was there. I really feel like they could have moved a couple 100,000 units first week if Interscope would have jumped behind a Bizarre solo album.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. Yep. I was getting ready for the solo album. Yep. So and I think we always supposed to have solo records on the album.
Okay. So apparently Bizarre is saying here that all of the D12 members were apparently supposed to have solo tracks on the D12 World album. Does anybody in the chat right now watching this remember hearing any type of news about that? I seem to think I may have heard some you know, some talk about that on some of the limited network forums that there were back, some of the limited forums that there were back then, from the Bizarre D12 World album, or whether it was television, or if Eminem maybe said it in an interview that all the D12 members would have solo tracks. It must have been something like that, but yeah, so they were all supposed to have solo tracks on the D12 World album. Don't really know how well that would have went over, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? A group album with a bunch of solo cuts on it. You know, that sounds more like that Re-Up album that Eminem and 50 Cent would go on to do.
But I don't know, for some reason that didn't work out. But Just Like You was my solo joint.
Yep.
That we planned that out.
Yeah, that was probably one of the top 3 records on the album. You know what I mean? Just, you know, personally,
Right.
one of my favorites on there. I was just talking to somebody else who said, "Oh yeah, that was one of my favorites on there as well." Now, that's definitely one of the best solo cuts on there. I won't lie, but let me see. Was I bugging out? Let me look it up. Was I bugging out on that one, you guys? I'm gonna D12 World Wiki. I'm going to look it up right now, and I'm going to tell you guys if there were 2 or 3 songs better than that. Let me see if I was bugging out. Get Up the first song, nah, Get Up was not better than it. I can't remember Loyalty. So I'm looking at the track list, you guys, right now of D12 World to see if I was just bugging out and fanning out to Bizarre about, you know, his solo song on the D12 World album. Let me see. So Loyalty, I don't really remember. Just Like You. Okay, so Just Like You is definite. Oh, Just Like You is the song. Yeah, that's the song. Just Like You. Yeah, it's Just Like You, right? Why does it say, oh, producers, Eminem? Eminem produced that shit. That's dope. Okay, that's cool. Eminem and High Tech actually produced that. So yeah, Just Like You, I'll Be Damned. I don't remember I'll Be Damned. Dude is a skit. My Band, okay. You Are the One. Nope. 6 in the Morning, Come On In. Okay. How Come is probably better than it. I'll give How Come better than it. Leave That Boy Alone. Nope. Get My Gun. I can't really remember Get My Gun. Bitch with Dina Ray. Don't remember it. D12 World produced by Kanye West. I'm sorry, Kanyeezy. I don't remember that one. 40 Ounce was definitely better than it. I don't know Commercial Break. Don't know American Psycho 2 with Be Real. Off the top of my head. Obviously, I've heard it. The Bugs 97 skit. That's not really a track. And Good Die Young. So Good Die Young is better than it. Keep Talking. Don't remember of it. It's a bonus track. And then I didn't have the bonus disc or anything like that with these tracks like Barbershop. So yeah, Just Like You is definitely Word John Kendrick. I don't really remember it. Can you say a couple of the lyrics, bro, or the hook? So maybe I could. That's actually from the first album, bro. Well, Nightman. It's the album actually was sold. The album sold many millions of copies, bro. D12 World sold mad millions of copies, bro. Appreciate you. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's go. I hope you guys are enjoying the watch along. I just wanted to see if I was capping, and no, I wasn't capping because the other songs that are just as good as Just Like You are 40 Ounce, amazing song. Sorry, Kanye. I don't really know D12 World off the top of my head to call it a banger over Just Like You. Um, and then you've got so you got 40 Ounce, you got Good Die Young, and you've got How Come. Those are 3 songs that are actually right above Just Like You. So I technically wasn't capping you guys. Oh, yep. PM Midnight. I do remember that hook now. And that really wasn't better than Just Like You, though. The hook, the beat for Just Like You was just so amazing. But you ended up releasing your album, Handicap Circus, independent. You know, was there ever discussion with you to go on and release that with Interscope and Shady, though? This is one of the major things I wanted to know. Like I just said, you guys, if Bizarre was given the opportunity to release his album, and it was able to coincide with either the release of Devil's Night, the release of the Marshall Mathers LP, the release of D12 World, I could easily see Bizarre having sold a couple 100,000 units. Now, this was going to fall far below some people's expectations. You know what I mean? It was going to fall below some people's expectations. When a guy on Interscope back then sold 200,000 units, it was considered a failure. That's why I don't think they wanted to put out Bizarre's project. But in not releasing his project, they made it available to a much smaller mass of people. They made the amount of units out there in smaller increments. They weren't able to get it out to the masses that Interscope was to get it out. But I wanted to know. We're doing a live watch along for my interview with Bizarre. I had to ask Bizarre, was there ever talk of releasing your solo album on Shady and Interscope? You know, just like 50 had released Lloyd Banks and Young Buck and Tony Yayo on G Unit Interscope. So let's hear the answer.
Yeah, it was discussions. We was talking about it. Nothing never really materialized with it. And my manager at the time was this dude named Max Goose. and he was the president of this new label called Sanctuary Records. And Matthew Knowles, Beyonce daddy, was like one of the presidents over there. So Beyonce daddy came to a show personally, and he wanted to sign me. And it was a nice deal. It was a new label. Nobody never heard of this label before. It was through Sony. So man, I just took off with it, ran with it. I got the blessings from the boss man and did it.
You said you were. I don't remember. I don't remember what song it was on, but you said you were running laps around Jimmy Iovine's house. Was it the Rockstar record?
Yeah.
Did you ever get a chance to actually have a relationship with Jimmy Iovine?
No, man, that guy's a rock star, man. Like, no, man. I just, I got.
Jimmy Iovine's a rock star? Well, Bizarre said it. It's obviously true. I mean, the man who, sat alongside Dr. Dre and told Dre that he would help him through everything. You know what I mean? When everything went to hell with 50 Cent in the game, Dre and Jimmy Iovine actually sat back and they said, what can we do? What can we give the mass audience from Dr. Dre that they want? And what did we really want? We all wanted that sound. More than something more important, obviously, than a new artist, because with a new artist, you with putting out artists, you always want to sell the most amount of units. So that means you've always got to come out with the best sound, the best new artist. But if you can just have that sound that everybody in the world eventually would want to buy, you know what I'm saying? Then you could really get a whole new fan, a whole new base or whatever. And Dre got that by just conquering that, conquering getting his sound out to the mass audience with Beats by Dre. So he didn't really even need to do much more with artists. I mean, we've seen what he's done with Kendrick Lamar. I see what he wanted to do. They wanted to do a whole slew of artists. It was going to be Dre producing for Game, producing for 50, producing for Banks, producing for Yayo, producing for Buck. I could see it. Dre would have been, featured on their albums sporadically on there, to make it look a little bit better. As I said, Eminem was doing production as well. Eminem actually did production on Tony Yayo's album, The Thoughts of a Predicate Felon. He produced the track with Obi Trice. Like I said, Obi Trice was another artist. But we're doing a live watch along tonight for my exclusive interview with Bizarre from D12. He has done a lot in this interview, you know what I mean, from breakdown how he actually got involved in the music scene. He actually broke down his first big break, recording with Eminem and Proof on a song, on a record. He also touched on, actually being the first artist signed to Shady Records. That's right. He was sought after by Atlantic. He touched on Eminem returning to battle rap. That's been all the speculation. And he even spoke on challenging Gillie the Kid to a battle. Let's get back into the watch along. I hope you all are enjoying this episode tonight.
I said it was one of them things. Is I treated him just like Dre, man. Like, like just always in awe. Like, damn, it's Jimmy Iovine sitting next to me. So, I never really said nothing to him. I never really tried to have a conversation with him at all. I just seen him, listened to him, watch him and Marshall talk, and that was it, man.
So I want to ask you about 50 Cent, man. You had a cameo in the Club, but how was it being label mates with 50? The next big act that Eminem would bring on to Shady after D12 was 50 Cent. Oh shit.
Oh man. 50 Cent that's our brother, man. Like, he came in very, very open, man. We had a lot in common. He had a big entourage. We had a big entourage. 50.
This is where I asked him about the In the Club video shoot, you guys. I also asked him about D12 recording with 50 Cent on the 8 Mile soundtrack. So don't just think it's triggered at one topic, because I tried to get a full variety of what Bizarre actually did with 50 Cent. But, you know, there's a major topic that everybody has talked about for a few years, you know, many years, you know what I mean? All the way dating back to when I went to Trinidad in 2009. Now you've got Russell Simmons talking about it. All types of people have talked about this situation with 50 Cent and Suge Knight at the In the Club video shoot in Cali. I think we all know the video. We all know it. Everybody's seen it. I mean, shit. That's the whole reason that 50 Cent popped up upside down at the Super Bowl, because that is what the general public remembers from 50 Cent, you guys. The first impression that the general public had of 50 Cent was him upside down. It's exactly why he did that at the Super Bowl. So let's hear what Bizarre has to say here about their relationship.
50 would he would come in our dressing room and just start wrestling with everybody. So, you know what I'm saying? He just
What?
I mean, you can't help but love 50. You know what I'm saying? It was just so much love, man. And then we didn't been in the trenches together, you know what I'm saying? We was at 50 Cent video shoot when
The trenches.
in the club.
He
Yeah, when
called.
Suge Knight showed up. Yeah, we was there.
What
So, you
happened
know,
there, man? Can you take me into a little bit? Or I heard Eminem ran out with a bulletproof vest.
no, man. No, man, nobody ran. It was like a movie, man.
Well, he ran out to face Suge Knight wearing a bulletproof vest.
Oh, I don't remember that. But you know, everybody had the bulletproof vest because of the G Unit shit back then.
So Eminem, please hit me up, M, so you could come on the channel and actually confirm or deny if you actually, during this altercation, Eminem, during this altercation with Suge Knight coming on to the 50 Cent video shoot that you guys all put together, you know what I mean? You guys all put together this video shoot with 50, and then Suge Knight came onto the scene. And from what I'm hearing, we've heard Bang'em Smurf say it. So that's why I wanted to ask Bizarre. M, did you run back out there and face off with Suge Knight with one of the G Unit bulletproof vests? That would be one of the most crazy things in hip hop history. Bizarre said he didn't really remember it, but notice the wording. Notice the wording when Bizarre spoke on 50 Cent here, you guys. Bizarre said, I've been in the trenches with 50. Bizarre said, we've been in the trenches with 50.
So if he did have one, I'm pretty sure it was a G Unit bulletproof vest. But no, man.
If he did have one on him, I'm pretty sure it was a G Unit bulletproof vest. I need to get a replica. I'm going to put it up on the wall. I need to get one of those replica G Unit vests and put it on the wall. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to need that. If anybody hits me up on the DM on Instagram, let me know if you got one of those. I'll definitely throw it up on the wall for my blog show. You know what I mean? Definitely need the G Unit replica vest. Definitely need that joint.
I want to see him at the bar.
And let's get back into it.
Walked in. He had some essays with him. That's the part that was crazy. He had like
crazy.
All Spanish dudes with him. He walked in with some dudes, and the music like stopped like a movie. And 50 looked at him and he was like, "What's up?"
The music stopped like a movie. The music stopped like the one time I was at that French Montana music video shoot for Pop That, and I accidentally tripped the wire that stopped the music video shoot. But I'm not going to stop this video to tell you all that story. Let's get back into the watch along.
And I just remember Suge looked back and had like a little stare down for a second.
There was a stare down. It's officially reported there was a stare down. There was a stare down, you guys. Suge Knight hit the scene. He had backup. You know what I mean? He had backup. It was a standoff, you guys. 50 Cent apparently saw eye to eye with Suge Knight.
And Suge hit his cigar and he did like this little move like this, and they all left. No cap. I swear to God. I know it shit sound like a movie, but shit, we was in Hollywood. Shit.
It's crazy. He said it sounds like a movie. It sounds like a movie, you guys, but we were in Hollywood. Suge got the drop. Suge got the location. Suge Knight got the location, and he showed up, you guys. This is one thing that Suge Knight has done. When he was out, he was running around trying to get himself involved in everything that Dr. Dre was doing when Dre was simply trying to move on, you guys. Suge should have been trying to move on and find new talent as well. Hell, he had found new talent. Crooked Eye. He had found new talent. Crooked Eye, you guys. He really should have focused, because they had a dope-ass project that they were putting together. And, you know, you guys did a lot with G-Unit. The Anger Management is one tour that I want to talk about. Okay, do you remember much from the Anger Management tour? How was that?
Oh, man, that was fun, too, man. They got a DVD out on that, man. We had a lot of fun. Man, wrestling every day, and I think Cartoon was on that tour too, so he was tatting everybody up during doing like breaks on stage and shit. You know, like I said, man, I think we had like this little war going on. I think it was like artists against security. We was like beating each other up on that type of shit. Man, we have one thing about us, bro. We gonna have fun on tour, bro. We know it ain't gonna be nothing too serious with us, man. You know, we kind of learned from Snoop, man. Snoop, if you ever been around Snoop, has an amazing time on tour. You know what I'm saying?
Let's hear a little bit about this amazing time that Snoop Dogg has on tour, you guys. I'm very interested in hearing what the Snoop Dogg touring lifestyle has involved with it. I hope y'all are intrigued as well, because apparently Bizarre was right there alongside him to catch the vibe. And Bizarre would go on to also say that he would also incorporate the vibe into their touring.
And I kind of follow his blueprint. Like, I went in the Snoop dressing room. Snoop had the boombox playing. They playing the Isley Brothers. They dancing. They got the blunts going, the weed, the champagne. And I was like, oh, shit, that's how we got to do it. So next tour, you know, I made sure we had music in our dressing rooms. 'Cause a lot of people don't have music in their. We had music in our dressing room, the weed, the Kentucky Fried Chicken. You know what I'm saying? And we'll let anybody in our dressing room. Like, so we just had a big ass party. So yeah, man, Anger Management was fun as fuck.
That's awesome, man. You guys also did the Re-Up Gang album together. It was a mixtape that I got. So before we get into the Re-Up album with you know, Eminem's Shady Records and G-Unit, 50 Cent and G-Unit, you know, the touring lifestyle that Bizarre would go on to know was pretty extravagant, you guys. You know, all the touring that Eminem was doing, you know, it became pretty crazy. So they really had to take on a whole new lifestyle. You know what I mean? The amount of days that they would be on tour, you know what I mean? It was comparable to an athlete. You know what I'm saying? So they would really have to just take on a whole new lifestyle. That's why you heard their Bizarre started, you know, creating, you know, the identity of the blueprint, as he said, of what their touring would be like with the music, the vibe, the KFC. You know what I mean? It was pretty crazy. Road, appreciate you for tapping in. I hope you're enjoying the watch along. We actually detailed a little bit about Devil's Night and D12 World in this interview with Bizarre. Into an album. Do you remember much about that? Honestly, I thought that was kind of almost like should have been the 50 Cent and Eminem album, but it was more. Yeah. So we're talking about the Re-Up album now, you guys. Which actually was kind of like the reintroduction for Shady when they were working with who was it, guys? It was like Bobby Creekwater and a couple of those guys that were signed now. It did feature some Obi Trice, I want to say. But I really thought that the Re-Up album should have been the official 50 Cent and Eminem collaboration album. Now, they could have featured all the Shady and the G Unit guys on there, but I think it more so should have been marketed as 50 Cent and Eminem's official album. I think the Re-Up would have been a significant title, being that both labels at that time were trying to re-up, you know what I mean? So I thought it really would have worked, but they market it more so as a G Unit Shady mixtape compilation style. I think if they would have marketed it due to the fact that they had three singles together, they should have marketed it as an Eminem and 50 Cent project. Like their groups meeting.
Yeah. I think I'm not mistaken. I think that was like the album. Like they like kind of like what I say like introduced the new Shady. I'm not for sure, but I think it was at the mixtape where it was like Cassius
on there.
Cassius is that cool. Yeah.
Yep, you're right. That
Yeah. So I think that was like the new branding of of the new Shady.
Yeah, that was a few years later, actually. I think that was in like, what was that, in like 07 or something like that? 06?
Don't get me the fucking line.
The shit moved about 320,000 units first week, though. I'll tell you that much.
Damn. That's a lot.
Hell yeah, man. But I'm no A&R, but if it was marketed as the 50 Cent and Eminem album, I think it probably would have moved like 900,000 units.
Yeah.
But anyways, so can we talk about the 8 Mile movie, man? You had said that the 8 Mile movie was on. So before we talk about the 8 Mile movie, you guys, does anybody agree with me in the chat? Let me know what you guys think in the chat. How many albums, how many records would 50 Cent and Eminem, the album, have done? The duet album between 50 Cent and Eminem. I'm talking about the Re-Up album. If it was 50 Cent and Eminem, how much would it have done? Yeah, legendary. Missed opportunity, I would have to say so as well, especially when it was right in there in front of them to do it with the Re-Up album. But what do you guys think? I say it would have moved 900,000 units if it was marketed as an album between the two of them, rather than a, let's say, G Unit meets Shady mixtape. Yep, Rhodes says it would have went crazy. And they really had the singles right there, Road. They really had the singles right there to actually put it together. So I don't know why they didn't just get together and actually film that stuff. They probably would have had to put a whole bunch of more marketing dollars into it if they did, though. Yeah, but at that time they sold that amount separately. Well, what do you think, Mike? So what do you think, bro? What do you think they would have sold first week if Eminem and 50 Cent had come together? Now let's take into consideration the release date, you guys. This album actually came out December of 2006. So this would have been right around the same time that The Game released his Doctor's Advocate album. That was November of 2006. So The Game had taken all of these. Listen to my logic, you guys. Let me take you back to 2005 to 2006. The Game had released a shitload of diss songs on G Unit, kind of shattered G Unit. You know what I mean? That's why G Unit, or that's why 50 and Eminem should have done the Re-Up album together. December 2006. That would have been the perfect timing. Damn, Legendary says, I think it would have went diamond in a year or two. Yo, nah, Encore was Eminem's fourth album. And that actually released in 2004. And that's probably why Eminem needed a little bit of a re-up as well. No disrespect to M, you know what I mean? A lot of people say that the Eminem Show, a lot of people say the Eminem Show was his best album. Some people say the Marshall Mathers LP. Some people like to take it back to the Slim Shady LP. But that's not really what we're talking about today. I'm not doing a stream on Eminem's best albums. You know what I mean? If there were 50,000 people watching to see me talk about Eminem's best albums, maybe I would talk about it a little bit. That would be, you know what I mean? Or just honestly reviewing albums and songs in general. Yep. James Bond says, it probably would have did big numbers, but they was putting their people out as well. Yeah, you're right. You're right. But I still think they could have used the album for that. You know what I mean? Pete, in your interview with Adam 22, can you give me your take on the major motion picture getting made about, artists coming up out of Detroit?
Oh, it was dope, man. It was dope, man. Actually, some of them dudes in the movie was kind of depicted as us, like the fat dude, and it was dope, man, because it's just exactly, you know, how we were, man. Our crew was funny, laughing, broke as fuck, thugging it out together. You know what I'm saying? We had a homeboy named Drunk Bob, his name Cheddar Bob in the movie, but you know what I'm saying? So that was really us, man. That was damn near fucking, some surreal to see.
That's what's up, man. So Eminem was doing his acting thing. We haven't seen him do too many movies, but what was it like to witness this guy who you had literally taken road trips with to New Jersey now acting in a major motion picture?
Man, a blur, a fucking blur, bro. Cause it's like shit went so fast for our whole career, man. It's like this whole last 15 years has been a blur. Cause it's like, once he came out with How My Name Is, it just never stopped. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it felt like he just stopped for a second. Like he was flying his plane and he stopped and got us and then the plane, you know what I'm saying? Cause most artists start off on like fucking some cheap airline. We started off on private planes. So that was like a bit much, you know what I'm saying, the new artists coming out, man, you're on private planes, like you at the MTV Awards, you at the BT, you know what I'm saying? That shit was a lot to handle, man.
So you were actually on the album soundtrack, with the major record Rap Game featuring 50 Cent actually. What do you remember about the 8 Mile soundtrack? Were they just like, we need you to do this, or did you actually do that with 50 personally? Do you guys remember the song Rap Game? Do you guys remember Rap Game from the 8 Mile soundtrack? Put a star in the chat if you remember that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't just ask the rappers about the altercations. Yeah, I'm going to ask him because that's all over the internet. That's what everybody's talking about, the altercation with Suge Knight and 50 Cent. But I also got to ask him about the music. You know what I'm saying? One of the records is Rap Game and shit. PM says classic. Yeah, we got to get the information about the music on here as well, you guys. I'm not selling. Yeah, exactly, Legendary. You know the hook. You know the hook. You guys know the hook. I had to ask him about it, you guys. Let's get a little breakdown of how they recorded Rap Game.
Yeah, 50 was, yeah, we did that with him personally. Yep, he was in the studio with us. Yep. Yeah, our 8 Mile soundtrack was dope too. Yep. I remember being there through it. I remember some of the music he did on the bus of the trailer. You know what I'm saying? The trailer 8 Mile. Because I remember he was doing songs in between his lunch breaks and still go back to shooting the movie. It was the same, bro.
Now I know you got crazy lyrics, Bizarre, but how did it feel hearing 50 dissing Little Kim on his tracks, dissing R. Kelly, that boy determined not to sell, he'll do anything for his record to sell, you know what I mean? What was that lyric, you guys? I messed that lyric up. That boy R. Kelly, R. Kelly, he determined not to fail, he'll do anything for his records to sell, or something like that. I used to what did he say on one song? He was like, I used to listen to Lauryn Hill and tap my feet. Then the bitch put out a CD, didn't have no beat. 50 was crazy on these beats when he was dissing all these guys. He's like, what didn't he have one where he's going at D'Angelo? What I think it was D'Angelo, that boy D'Angelo. He determined not to fail. He'll do anything for his records to sell. Yeah, exactly. That boy D'Angelo, he's determined not to. What was the whole lyric, bro? He's determined not to fail. He'll do anything for his records to sell. Yeah, man, 50 was crazy. Then he had a lyric about Little Kim on that one as well. He just Lauryn Hill. Man, he would go at everybody. I used to listen to Lauryn Hill and tap my feet. 50, very disrespectful back in the day. Yeah, exactly, legendary. He didn't give no shits back in the day. Did you hear those records on the soundtrack?
Yeah. I mean, it surprised me because I was already familiar with How to Rob.
How to Rob. Yep.
Yeah, so and then anybody affiliated with us, you know what I'm saying, gonna be on some wild shit. You know what I'm saying? So we say the wildest shit ever. So, nothing shocks me.
That's true. It's not just you who says the wildest shit. Some of the other guys are pretty controversial as well, man.
Right.
Much love to Lauryn Hill, though. Excuse me for even referencing that song. But so Bizarre, man. Let's talk film real quick. I wanted to get your take on Eminem playing White Boy Rick on BMF. What was your thoughts on that?
It went so fast, it wasn't a thought.
It really was. It really was. It really was, you guys. It really was so quick that it really wasn't even a thought. He's got a point. You know what I mean? Eminem actually appearing in the BMF series as White Boy Rick. You've got to think, Eric, this is a watch along, brother. Appreciate you for tapping in, though. You got to think, you guys, Eminem's role as White Boy Rick could possibly be a reoccurring role. Eminem's role as White Boy Rick could turn up again in the BMF series in a way if there's more to the relationship of Big Meech. You know what I mean? Of Slim. You know what I'm saying? If there's more to the relationship, then it will be told through the BMF story. We saw White Boy Rick actually. I guess he shouted out 50 for all, or shouted out Eminem, I should say, for that. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And we could see White Boy Rick pop back up in it. So I think that's pretty cool. And I think it's also really just foreshadowing. That's why it was so quick. I think it was really just foreshadowing, letting 50 know that we have another character. But 50's not trying to put too many, you know what I mean? He's not trying to put too many different rappers in there because he doesn't want to like oversaturate it. But it's smart how he's using Snoop Dogg, you know what I mean, as the Reverend. You know what I'm saying? I'm really digging that. So 50's really good about the roles that he gives out to people that are actually in the industry. One thing I regret is not being able to get to ask Bizarre about working a little bit with Adam Sandler and stuff. You already know. Appreciate you all, man, for tapping in.
I mean, it was cool. You know what I'm saying? I really can't judge it off the one little line, but 50 family, you know what I'm saying? Act, so it didn't surprise me.
Yeah. I think it opens the door for him to return in future episodes of the series.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about the D. That's Bizarre's new album. This is Bizarre's new album. He's actually working on a new joint called He Got a Gun. But this is his recent album as well, Dumpster Juice. Y'all can go grab that if you want to hear some new Bizarre content. I believe we're going to get back into D12 now for this interview. 12 third album, man. Was the loss of Proof one of the major reasons we never got a third album from D12?
Yeah, that was definitely a major factor. I think after it had happened, Marshall Head definitely wasn't into it. You know what I'm saying? Every album we did, he was hands on there, in the studio every day. The third album, he couldn't do it. So we always kind of fucked up. And, we attempted to. So we ended up going to California and like just making a bunch of songs that just wasn't us, trying to force something, you know what I'm saying? Mentally our brain wasn't there because I mean this D12 shit was Proof's baby. This was his project. This was his everything. So yeah, we definitely was fucked up mentally.
So there wasn't enough pre-recorded material, like there wasn't enough
It wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough. We wasn't, you know what I'm saying? We wasn't in our right frame of mind, you know what I'm saying? It's like we didn't, you know what I'm saying? We wasn't making the hottest shit. We was just making some shit.
Normally the artists that I talk to, they sign with a label. They're usually signed for 5, even 7 albums. Did you guys have more albums to do?
That I don't know. I don't know, but most likely it probably hell yeah.
Earlier you were talking about Sanctuary Records, Bizarre. You were talking about how, you had an opportunity on the table and your career was really on fire at that point. So, you went for it. You know what I mean? You went for it.
Right.
And I respect you for that because us as the fans, we were expecting you to start putting out solo records and you didn't disappoint us. You know what I mean? But
Right.
can you talk about any upcoming projects you have, whether it be projects with music or film, anything?
Yeah. So
As I said before, we get into Bizarre's upcoming projects. As I said, it really wasn't Bizarre who, failed us when it came to his albums getting released. It was really the fact that Interscope did not back him up when it all came down to it. Interscope had an opportunity to put their money where their mouth was, but we saw what happened with the Interscope record label, you guys. A lot of the G Unit albums even got caught up in the system. You know what I mean? Like I've said over the last, I've always said it ever since it happened. You know what I mean? I've said it ever since it happened. The Young Buck didn't get to release an album for almost 2.5 years. Lloyd Banks had to wait 2 years and a few months. Tony Yayo's album got pushed out because 50's album dropped in March and they didn't want to drop his album in June, the end of June. So they pushed it all the way back to August. These are things that screw up the sales, you guys. These are things that actually screw up the sales, messing with the releases. We saw Master P get albums out like that. You know what I mean? Putting multiple albums out. You can't be worried about competing with yourself. Sometimes, if you just get people in the stores, sometimes you're going to actually sell some more. That's why a lot of people jumped on this whole this guy's album date versus this guy's album date. Hey, I'm going to release my album alongside theirs because there's going to be people in the store buying the project that week. Major salute. Appreciate Detroit for tapping in.
um right now, I just put a album out called Dumpster Juice, featuring my man. I got a single out right now called Rob and Spree featuring my man RJ Payne from Philly. And I'm just really going back to
For anybody who wanted to know who Bizarre was working with, go check out the new Bizarre featuring RJ Payne. Major respect to RJ Payne. I guess he actually did a feature with Bizarre. So, well, I've heard it, but you know what I mean. But yeah, go check it out. Yes. Perfect.
The roots, man. Back to my battle rap shit.
Okay.
So all the beats is hard. And I'm fucking with my boy Foulmouth, my producer.
Yep.
He kind of famous in the underground. His name is Foulmouth, this white boy. He's from Southwest Detroit. Everybody around here fuck with him and know him. So me and him working on a producer rapper album. We almost done with it. It's called He Got a Gun. We probably gonna put it out in like early May. He got a lot of fucking features on it.
We'll see if Bizarre puts it out this month, but he's actually releasing a lot of videos in conjunction with the recording of it right now on his YouTube page. You guys can find Bizarre's YouTube page pretty simply. Just go search up Bizarre new music videos. You'll see his YouTube page. He's releasing a lot of content nowadays, you guys.
You know what I'm saying? From a lot of underground rappers, some shit, some motherfuckers you ain't gonna even expect. I don't want to give it away. But we pushing that, man. I'm pushing like the hardcore underground, the roots of that, the hip hop shit where we started from. So I'm bringing a shitload of Detroit talent with me. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all done seen the Detroit side, y'all done seen the T Grizzlies and the Sada Babies, and that's the gangster side. But we got a whole new regime that I'm about to bring of hip hop cats. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna do a tour with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna probably call it Motown or some shit. I ain't decided yet, but I'm gonna do that. And shit, other than that, I got a podcast I'm working on. I got a cooking show I'm working on. And ain't no regular cooking show shit. It's some bizarre shit.
That's what I like to hear.
So, you know, and then I'm acting too. You know what I'm saying?
This is why I was kind of tight about not being able to speak with Bizarre about some of his stuff with Adam Sandler. One of my boys was telling me about. I was like, damn, how did I miss that?
I started the acting shit. Adam Sandler has asked me to be in a couple movies back in the day. But, you know, back then I was so busy running around with Eminem and D12, you know what I'm saying? I didn't really have time to do it. But
imagine that shit, you guys. You know, Adam Sandler, who had a really big thing going throughout his pretty much his whole career. Now he's got a pretty big gig going with Netflix. You know, Adam Sandler would actually hit up Bizarre and invite him to come to video shoots or in movies and actually be involved with movies, man. Like, how amazing is that, you guys? How amazing is that shit? You know, Bizarre was getting all these opportunities, but due to the fact, you know what I mean? Due to the fact that he was actually doing so much touring, as we were speaking about earlier, due to the fact that he was doing so much touring, he wasn't really able to capitalize all those opportunities. Pretty crazy.
acting classes, man, I'm doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking about fucking with the midget porn shit too.
Oh, that was just a joke, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Guys, was he joking about that? Was he joking about that? Well, that one threw me off. Y'all seen I had the bugged out eyes right there? I want everybody to vote in the poll right now. What's your thoughts, man? What's your thoughts, man? Who do you got in a battle for 100K? Gillie the Kid or Bizarre of D12? Right now, Gillie's actually taking the lead with 52%. If anybody hasn't voted in the poll, hit that poll right now. Vote in the poll. No. There might be a market for that, man. There's a market for that, man. So that was my exclusive interview with Bizarre. I hope you guys liked it, man. I really hope everybody enjoyed it. Hope everybody enjoys the replay with all my commentary. You know, that's what I've been doing lately. I've been doing a lot of commentary on my interviews, sort of like the early days of DVDs. You know what I mean? When you would actually buy a DVD and you could hear the director or the actor's commentary. I want everybody on here to follow me on social media. That's right. Follow me on Instagram, guys. If you're on the gram, if you want to follow me, I'd appreciate it. Everybody that follows me, that's lit. Eric, go get some bud, bro. Go get you some bud unless you're not really smoking. If not, you're good. You know what I mean? Live vicariously through me, smoking here on the live stream, man. Really hope you enjoyed the exclusive watch along interview with Bizarre tonight. I do this from time to time. You know, I'm going to have a lot of my interviews that I'm going to be doing watch alongs on. I've done a number of them. I come on here, I do the news. When there's hot news out there, I'm on here reporting it. You know what I'm saying? I'm on here talking to y'all about it. We're talking together. We're enjoying the night, going over all the news. Or I've got live interviews. I've always got new interviews or throwback interviews to post up. I actually just posted an interview today of Cassidy speaking on giving ARAB the full surface chain. There's a lot of rumors going around about that full surface chain. Ab has spoken about the full surface chain. Cassidy never really spoke on the full surface chain. I got that. Y'all need to go take a listen to it. It's right on the YouTube page. But I really appreciate everybody for tapping in tonight. Any open questions? Does anybody have any questions about the interview? Does anybody have any thoughts? Anybody have any open questions? Send them in now. I always take open questions at the end of my podcasts. This was a great live video tonight. One of my favorite interviews, you know, actually getting a chance to link with an artist that has had a #1 album on the Billboard charts, an artist that I've actually purchased albums that he's been on. You know what I'm saying? I've actually purchased his albums. That's even better when you got, you know, the opportunity to speak with somebody who you can really get into some thought-provoking conversation with, answer some questions that have been, you know, all over the world for a few years. Yeah, you you guys can go check up on Bizarre. He's on YouTube. It's Bizarre on YouTube. He actually offers a lot of opportunities to artists as far as getting involved with ciphers, getting involved with placement on mixtapes as well. Yeah, Bizarre is a real good dude when it comes to that type of shit, you guys. But yeah, man, I really appreciate everybody tuning into the live video tonight. Y'all are the best audience. Everybody on here, you guys can follow me on Instagram. I put it right in the video. If you're watching on demand or if you're here watching live, you can follow me on the gram, and you can also subscribe to the channel if you're not. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you guys, subscribe right now. Hit the notification bell. Make sure you never miss one of these live videos. Like I said, I come on here in many different formats. But we're always talking to the people, you know what I mean? We're always interacting with the people. That's first and foremost. So let me see. So yeah, you guys, definitely appreciate y'all for tapping in. And that's going to do it for us tonight, man. That's going to do it for us tonight. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe right now, and we'll see you on the next video. Go over there on Instagram and follow me as well. Go follow me on Instagram. Wow, the poll is 50-50. Much respect to the city of Detroit, man. I appreciate everybody from out there in Detroit that gives me an opportunity. Guys, I need one more person to vote in the poll. Guys, we are at a stalemate right now. Guys, we are at a stalemate. I need y'all to vote. Okay, Gillie the Kid has it. Who do you got in the battle? Gillie Kid, the Kid just took the edge. It's 51% for Gillie the Kid, and it's 49% for Bizarre of D12. Guys, Gillie just took the edge. This is your last 30 seconds to vote in the poll. If you haven't voted in the poll, vote right now. I'm about to end the poll in 30 seconds. I'm ending the poll in 30 seconds, you guys. This is your last opportunity to vote, and I really had no idea the shit was 50-50. I had no idea this shit was 50-50, to be 100% honest with you guys. But it looks like we're going to end the poll right now. What a poll, you guys. What a night on this live stream. And I will see you all on the next episode, guys. Much love. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not, so you don't miss